Hi everyone, welcome back. Apologize for my voice. I kind of don't have one, but I'm doing my best. Today, I am going to cut numbers and decals. If you're just joining me, thank you so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Please consider subscribing and telling your friends about it if you like motorsports, car-related stuff, whatever the case may be, technical, fabrication. I do it all, trust me. But again, I apologize for my voice. It's not great. I've been sick for like half the year so far, I want to say. I had COVID. That took up a couple weeks. And I also had the flu right before that. Then I got some stomach virus. And now I got some kind of upper respiratory thing. So, doing great. Anyway, today I'm going to show you how I know I do everything myself. Please don't mind my cough drop. That's the only way I'm actually able to talk right now. But I'm telling you, I do everything myself. You watched me put a brand new clip in this car by myself. You watched me build all the stuff in the back by myself. There it goes. You watched me in earlier videos build my own transmissions, rear ends. I do everything by myself, including this. So, you're not ready for how antiquated the equipment is that you're about to see, but first we have to take measurements in order to get whatever we're going to cut out and put on the car correct. So what you got to do before you start making your own decals like I do is you got to, or having them ordered, you got to measure out all the areas that you want those to be in. My rule book states that your numbers have to be, I think it's a minimum of 18 inches tall. So what I do is I look at 18, that's about right there. That's not very big. It'll look kind of gaudy with how big the door is. So let's make it look cool. Let's make it like 22 inches. That's better. That covers the whole door. So whatever that happens to be, I'll just think about it being, a little bit longer because I'm sure it's not going to be completely square. If it was completely square, it would look funny. But that's for your designing person or your own aesthetic. Then I got to measure off the usable area back here for a sponsor. And I got to fit another sponsor up front somewhere. And I got to put thank yous to all the people who have helped me. Not sure where I want to put those yet because I might put them on the front fender. I might do it like a old contingency logo thing. I might put them here, but that's kind of small and not big enough. But then again, I might do it there anyway. We'll see. But let me get to work measuring out some spots so that we can get into my basement. Sorry, it's just kind of funny to me. But yeah, let's get this measured out and let's get in the basement cutting stuff. Again, please excuse my voice, it's not good. But I got my dimensions written down on no larger or smaller than whatever I need to put it as. And got my stuff measured out here. So now we're going to head into my basement where my cutting supplies are collecting dust. In my dank little corner, surrounded by storage and dehumidifiers, I've got this old laptop. Yes, it does say Windows XP on it. I have no idea how old this is. This was my wife's, and she kind of gave it to me so that I could use it, but only for one reason. My cutter. I have no idea what brand it is. It came from eBay. We paid like $200 for it like over 10 years ago. And I'm not kidding, it has a COM port. And that's the only reason I got this computer is because it has a COM port. Like it supposedly has a USB, but it doesn't work. I've tried it. So now that this is booted up, which is actually a lot faster than most of the computers that I have. I'm going to fire this thing up. Nope, it's not on this side. For some reason, this is spun around backwards. I don't know why. But let's see here. Is there a switch? Hey, it turns on. I have no idea if any of these settings need to be changed at all, but now I use a really outdated version of FlexiSign, and I don't even know if it's any good or not, but this computer tends to crash when I use it, so I have to like hurry and do things, but luckily I saved all my stuff. So I'll just go ahead and open that. What's the size on that? 21, nope, 21 wide by 14 inches tall. That's not enough. So I'll blow that up, see if I can send it to that, and we'll get to cutting. I hope it's working, because every time I go to cut something on here, it says, your program is corrupted, save changes, all these other things. This is only demo mode. And I figured out that if I just hit the X and just close the windows out and hit cancel on everything and X, it actually just kind of works. So just say, no, you're going to work today. So you just cancel everything out and hit send. Oh, you know what? I only did one copy, though. That's all right. We'll figure it out. But I got a whole bunch of other stuff to cut out, and then we'll get through the process a little further with weeding and taping. Yeah, that's how old this computer is. But anyway, everything's cut out. Now we have to kind of go through the difficult process, which is taking all of these and weeding out all the materials, which means get rid of all the waste and leave the sticker behind. Then I've got to put application tape on it. Now my problem is that I do this so infrequently that this tape is incredibly old. Like, this is, if I was a professional vinyl or sign place, I would have thrown this stuff out a long time ago and had fresh stuff immediately. But as I do this every few years or so, I haven't. So I'm now forced to deal with whatever I have. I'm going to get the camera set back up so that you can watch me weed all this stuff, and you can watch the process from overhead, and you can see me do all of this at once instead of sitting here watching me do this for an hour. Let's get started. So I've got a definite problem here. This tape, the application tape, is so old it doesn't come off the roll, but when you get it off the roll, it doesn't stick to your piece. Like this stuff, look at it, just takes like a couple letters at a time, which kind of irritates me because when I cut these, it didn't auto weld all of the strokes together, so it overlap cut everything, and I'm like, you know what, I'm not going back in and fixing it. I'm just going to leave it. But this is a problem because if I can't get the application tape to stick to that, I can't get it on the car. So I'm wondering if I might have to pause this and order another roll of application tape in order to just get it done. I might just go to Amazon and get another new one, just so I can get this done, throw these two crappy old ones away, because I don't do this stuff as often as I should, and try again in a couple days. I hate to delay the video, obviously, but I do need it to be done right, and I'm sick of having to deal with... Look at this. Should just come off by pulling on it. Nope, doesn't even move. So I think I'll go search for that. After looking on Amazon to see how unbelievably expensive everything is now, I just took my old tape roll and said, well, I'll just peel a few layers off of it like an onion. And eventually it started to become workable again, but not exactly perfect. I mean, it still doesn't really stick to the vinyl as well as I'd hoped. So I took a heat gun to it, and I've been trying to reinvigorate it and get it to stick a little bit better, and it seems to be working all right. It's still going to be a real pain, I know that, but it's way better than spending $100 on a roll that I don't use. So all of these are finally taped. Now we can go bring it up to the shop, and we can go start applying, I suppose. When it comes to the smaller areas, like here, or even some of the sponsor decals, I don't even do the whole soapy water and a squeegee trick. I typically just slap the thing on where it looks good and send it. For bigger stuff, like with a larger surface area with numbers, yeah, a little spritz of soapy water on the back of it and a squeegee to get all the bubbles out really helps. You're going to get bubbles no matter what you do. If you really get stuck, you could always take a pin and pop that bubble and squeeze the air out of it if you're a real hack like me. But like true professionals, they'll use a soapy water bottle and a squeegee. But for me, if it looks good from 10 feet away, you're golden. Man, I'll tell you what, it looks like a race car again. Now I'm starting to get excited. I moved the Northeast logo from the top to the middle. Last year it was up here. This year it's down here. I could have made the thank you a little bit bigger, but I was worried about the angle of this hitting on the corners. So I just kind of centered it up. And when I eventually make it to Victory Lane, I'll just be able to read it right off of it. So thank you to everybody again. You know who you are. Thank you to my sponsors for coming back on board. I've got a whole other side to do, and then I can go eat something. Look at that. Decals are on. I even did these when you weren't looking. You already saw this side. I haven't got one on the new windshield. Look at that. And the front bumper. So the car is completely lettered. All I got to do is stick the little Lexan rub rails down it to keep it protected. And the exterior is now complete, which means this list is getting awful short, but so is time. But I think that's going to be it for this video. I want to keep it a little bit short because still not feeling 100%, but I got a whole bunch of other stuff I got to do. Time is really getting short. I got to get these rear ends worked on because I'm going to need spares. I don't have any spares right now. I got to get the engine work done. I got to get the tune-up, valve springs, and the spark plugs and adjusted and all that stuff. Got to get that cleaned up. I got to get the interior cleaned up. The car's got to go on scales and get weighed because the weight's going to be different now that I did the clip over. Things like that. I just got to go through the whole thing. We still got, as of recording, 2 weeks. So 2 weeks to get this thing done. It should be in time. I also have to get tires from my brother. That's why he's on the car. And again, this is just the end of the year, or the end of the off season thrash to get ready. So thank you all again so much for watching. I greatly appreciate it. Please subscribe if you can. Please tell your friends and get them to subscribe too, because that helps me a ton on the business end. We got to crest 1,000 in order for us to start getting money from Google and YouTube and all those people, and that would help me get further ahead in racing. And I want to at least start racing full time again, because it's really tough to do it by yourself, and I need that faceless corporations to give me some kind of money. So thank you all again. I greatly appreciate it, and until next time.